Welcome to Blerd Culture issue number 9!
Nice.
Nine.
Where, where nerd is the new black. I'm Troy, and I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Ethan
It's Ethan, Comic-Con, y'all.
and Humps.
Hello again, friend of a friend. I knew you went there.
That's right. He didn't fall.
That's so weird because I literally just sampled that song on a beat I was working on a couple
It's
days
from a
ago.
it's a comic book movie, so
Scotty
I
Pill.
had to do it.
I need to hear that, Troy.
Join us as we discuss the blurtiest topics on a bi-weekly basis. This week is our Comic-Con Extravaganza!
Come on!
So as you can see, we're going to be trying something new. We're doing a live video format. Hopefully everything kind of goes dandy. We just thought there's so much to talk about with Comic-Con going on that we would tackle each one by one and let you view our beautiful faces. Well, mine at least. So I tried that. Hilarious. So with that said, let's get right into it. And first, we will talk about Marvel's Netflix division. They premiered the Luke Cage trailer, the Iron Fist teaser, and the Defenders Snapchat video.
It was a story. Give them a story.
It was pretty good.
I like the rainbow came out of their mouth. That was
Yes, exactly. It was like, click, and then if you want to watch more, tap the. But yes, Luke Cage trailer, friggin' amazing. I am so excited for this show. We have Ali Shaheed Muhammad, composing the music for it, which is one of my favorite producers back in the day. He did a lot of stuff for A Tribe Called Quest. We have Luke Cage. Well, I'm not gonna go crazy on it, but they had Shimmy Y'all playing in the background by ODB.
Yeah.
Don't know what that is. You ain't hip hop. And
Basically, this is the blackest trailer you're ever gonna get from.
unapologetically black. It's
He
Luke
was-
Cage, semicolon, unapologetically black.
pretty much. He was in Harlem too. That was the other
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see a dope hallway fight scene that they have to add into all these Marvel Netflix shows. You see him
It's
take
in their contract now.
exactly. They're like it's like we're going to take your movie only if you have a hallway fight scene. Is there hallway destruction? No. Get out of here.
I mean, it's their thing now. They have to do it. I don't think Jessica Jones had
Yeah.
one, so they're gonna have to fix that next season.
She did have a bar fight scene though. I do remember.
That doesn't
Yeah,
count.
but
It's
there,
not a
I
hallway.
guess there was
was-
indoor action, like between
Yeah.
walls.
A couple. I mean, Jessica Jones didn't do a whole lot of using her powers at all, though. So
And when she fought Luke Cage at one point, they did fight in the hallway.
it doesn't count. No, I want I want a full Jessica Jones hallway fight scene.
But no trailer. I
Season
can't
two.
wait for it comes out September 30th, I believe.
Sir. Yes, sir.
And yeah, it's cool to see a bulletproof black dude in what's going on right now.
If
And that's
only.
terrible joke.
I didn't even put that together. You didn't have to. You didn't have to do that.
I had to.
You went there.
I
Yeah.
did
You went there.
because Black Lives Matter. All right, so then we had Iron Fist. This is gonna be a good show. Iron Fist with Danny Rand finally making his appearance with this Marvel Netflix series. It shows a young man flying over Mount Fiji or something like that. It was like a very snow. I'm just guessing that. I know I'm about to get ruined in.
It was Winterfell. That's Loras from Game of Thrones flying over Winterfell.
So plane crashes. He gets trained by monks. Comes back. Is homeless. And he could punch walls all crazy through. What do you guys think of the trailer?
I mean, it was like 50 seconds. They didn't show a whole lot. But I mean, I'm looking forward to Iron Fist. I don't know a whole lot about him just because like he's one of the sort of C-list Marvel characters. At least I don't. Yeah, him that is sort of the what Netflix is doing is sort of giving those characters like an opportunity to shine where they don't get to. So we'll see. 3 of the 4 defenders powers are based on super strength, though. So so I only kind of put that together today. So we'll see like how that goes, how much variety we actually get once we get to defenders.
Exactly. Like 2 is kung fu, 2 is street brawls.
That's all that you need.
Yeah.
Honestly, out of all the like Netflix Marvel series, this one probably had my interest the least, and it's just because of the subject matter. It's to me feels a bit of a tired concept, and I understand that is actual storyline of the comic book. White guy becomes martial artist, blah blah blah. I mean, I'm still going to watch it, and hopefully it will surpass my low expectations. Just because I've loved everything else from Jessica Jones to Devil. I'm excited for Punisher and Luke Cage. Yes. So I want to like this. I'm just unsure.
Yeah. It has to prove itself because he and Jessica Jones are definitely the lesser known of the 4. Jessica Jones did such a good job of creating a character for her, showing people who she is, and not making her story about anybody else. So I'm hoping they can accomplish the same with Iron Fist. But like Ethan, I also actually don't really care about him as much.
I'm pretty much going into I'm going into this with the same like eyes for that I have for Jessica Jones. Like like all right, I don't know anything about it, but let's see him rock with it. Plus, I mean, I'm down for fighting and kung fu.
I'm excited. Don't get me wrong. Like, don't get it twisted. I'm excited about it. I just like, I'm not well versed in Iron Fist at all, so I don't know what to expect yet. I know that his powers are cool, but
yes, I know he punched his dragon in the heart to catch his powers. I know.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's still mostly super strength and super speed, or increased speed and.
Like reflex,
stuff like that, yeah, reflex, that sort of stuff, peak human condition and stuff like that. So,
Captain America Kung Fu. So then we had the Defenders voiceover work. They literally,
it was pretty. It was
awesome, great.
It was pretty. Like the visual effects were great, but I mean, for what?
Exactly. Like you had Stick from Daredevil.
Wow.
You had Stick from Daredevil, which is basically like the Alfred to Batman, kind of. Is that
the abusive Alfred.
The abusive. There you go. It's talking over about how these people need to come together and save the ghetto part of New York. No footage or anything.
Save us from gentrification.
They just took all the logos from everyone else's shows and put them all together to spell out Defenders. I'm hoping somewhere in here there's a Punisher cameo. It seems like it'd be well fitting for it. No cameo, maybe a story arc, kind of like how they did with the first 4 episodes of the Daredevil season 2.
I mean, it seems like he's legitimately becoming a part of the cinematic universe. I just don't know how that plays into the Defenders. Or if it's going to be a standalone thing that kind of, drops in a Daredevil once in a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll see. John Bernthal is amazing, though, so I hope that we get as much of him as Punisher as we can.
He's, he was
a huge fan of his staying on Walking Dead. So I'm super happy that, and he played Punisher amazingly. Like, I couldn't imagine anyone else in that role.
Right. He's so good. Yeah. Just him yelling at people always gets me. He always yells at everyone. Like in Fury, he's yelling at people. And Walking Dead, he was yelling at people.
Well, he was crazy in Walking Dead, but he played crazy. So he played like a crazy like villain type that you rooted for accidentally. Like.
He was warped in Fury too. In Fury, he was like he'd been in a tank, living in a tank for like 2 years. So
I don't think I've seen that.
It was good. That's the last movie David Ayer directed, which is like the director of Suicide Squad. So
okay.
But yeah, definitely go check that. Quick side note. I mean, just to kind of show some love, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. revealed that Robbie Reyes, aka Ghost Rider, is going to finally make his way onto this show. I did get some news though. I found out that so with the whole Inhumans storyline that they did last season, they kind of felt shorted because Inhuman they did this to basically link to Marvel's movies, and then the Inhumans movie, as got suspended. So now they basically, the third season was kind of a waste. So
Mhm.
the good thing about this Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider thing is kind of shows that they like, all right, well, we're done trying to adapt to these movies. We're gonna focus on making our own show. So that's what I looked at it as. They showed the whip that he got because he's driving this Robbie Reyes drives a car as opposed to the motorcycle that people usually see.
Mhm.
The actor they chose was Gabriel Luna, whose head is bigger than his body. It's kind of weird.
Small.
And
It's
well, yeah, you're
smaller
right.
the other way. I was looking at this picture yesterday, and it looked like somebody superimposed like a child's head on like a large man's body.
And then the head was like on this side.
It might have just been like the whatever he was wearing that just like made his body look weird, but it's just like I can't get into this.
Yeah. So yeah, it's cool.
No, they really need to let Agents of Shield be its own thing and stop trying to force it to fit into the Avengers storylines, because they're just two such different things. They have two such different budgets, and they just, I don't know.
And I will give them, they are very good with diversity, and then including like the Spanish, I mean the Latin Ghost Rider as opposed to the
Since we couldn't get the black and Hispanic Spider-Man, but I'll let that go.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like when it makes sense to tie it in, I would like to see at least some communication between series and movies. Like with Inhumans, that to me, like it made sense to incorporate that somehow into Civil War. And that didn't happen. I feel like that would have made Civil War feel more like a war and less like a battle.
Yeah.
That's just me, though. A schoolyard fight, essentially.
Yeah. The greasers and the socias.
When you're a jet all the way. Done. All right, we're done.
And soft shit.
Mambo, go. Okay, let me stop. West Side Story is one of my favorite movies. So yes, moving on. Teen Wolf had a panel Friday. Yeah, it was just yesterday, and they announced that this will be their final season. I'm sure Ethan has a lot to talk about with it, so go right ahead, sir.
Yes, so Teen Wolf, after season 6, will be its end, essentially. There's still 20 more episodes, and they do split their season into, like, 10 episodes each, so it's like season A and season B.
Mm-hmm.
It's disappointing, but not unexpected, just because, they're kind of nearing the end of high school. The show's been on for, like, a decade, as what happens to many shows. So I understand them not really wanting to transition any further from here on out. So it's bittersweet, but it's also best to kind of end on a high note without forcing it. Mm-hmm. The trailer, I think, is very fitting for a final season. It's clearly about this kind of being or beings who are coming into the area and stealing people and messing with their memories, and people are forgetting other people. And I feel like it's going to be kind of a retrospective look back when you have to confront the fact that certain characters will be forgetting someone else or other people will be taken away. Is going to address that feeling of finality. And so when I'm sure everybody comes back together and they start remembering things, it will feel very fitting for an end as a sort of look back and appreciation after all that happened. But yeah, next season looks dark as usual, but because of the tone and the theme of this one, I think it's going to be even darker than normal.
Question: is basketball anywhere a focal point in a Teen Wolf?
Shut up.
No. I hope it is. And then another thing is I hope I really hope there's a cameo by Jason Bateman, who was Teen Wolf in number 2. And then I also hope there's a cameo by Michael J. Fox.
I hate you so much. Such an idiot.
That's that'd be my end. I'm like, okay.
Is what's his name from Maze Runner still on it?
And that's the show.
Is he on it or no?
He is, yeah. And
Styles.
yes. He plays Styles Stilinski, Dylan O'Brien. He's essentially the heart of the show, and what it's showing is like his father forgetting who he is. I feel like they definitely like use his character to pull at your heartstrings. So yeah, he's going to be in it. He's a fan favorite. A lot of people like consider him like the main character along with Scott, which is a nod to both the writing of the character and the actor. So yes, he will be in the final season. The show wouldn't be the same without Dylan O'Brien.
I would like him too.
I like Dylan O'Brien a lot.
Yeah.
He plays that character really well. I've seen enough of the show to see what he's done because my dad watched it in the first few seasons. So
I just seen him in Maze Runner, and Maze Runners are dope to me.
You like Maze Runner? I didn't know you. I
love Maze Runner. Both of them. Yeah, both of those ones, especially the second.
I love Maze Runner.
The second movie is so much better than the second book. The second book is actually kind of boring, but the movie is great.
Yeah, well, when is it? And it starts up this fall, the final season.
November, yes.
Okay,
that starts the finality.
Hey, so, all right. So moving on, they premiered. Well, the Marvel panel just went off like an hour and a half ago, but they premiered the some concept art for Spider-Man, Spider-Man: Homecoming, revealing that Vulture is the villain. Thor: Ragnarok, they showed the fact that Planet Hulk is going to be Planet Hulk. I hate you. Planet Hulk is going to be in Thor. They'd be able to merge the two because they're probably afraid that Thor is going to be a boring movie. I'm kidding. And
they can't put that up against Wonder Woman. Like, I realized the cinematic version of Thor existed before Wonder Woman, but Wonder Woman's better.
So, but no, one of my favorite things is that they did reveal the Doctor Strange trailer, the second one.
Hey.
Yes, and I will say, it made me a fan of it. Like, I'm looking forward to it. The first trailer didn't grab me. I needed more from it, and I thought they would do something with the second trailer that I'll get into later, but they didn't. But I still really enjoyed the trailer, and it made me look forward to the November release date. What do you guys think?
It was giving me a lot of like Inception.
Yes.
Which I loved. I love the visual effects of Inception, and so I'm loving like the world bending that we're seeing in it. They are doubling down on this Tilda Swinton as old Asian man thing, and I don't support any of it. And I was just like after all the complaints, they just really like went in on it, and I don't know how I feel about this, but. It is what it is. I'll watch the movie. I'll love it. I'll probably like close my eyes whenever she's on screen, just because I don't accept that into my life. But yeah, the movie looks.
I rebuke thee.
Benedict Cumberbatch he's one of my favorite actors, and I think he couldn't have been cast more perfectly.
Oh, absolutely.
Actually heard someone complain that his casting was too on the nose. It was too appropriate for the role, which like. I don't really want Rihanna playing Doctor Strange instead. You know what I mean? Like, just give me somebody who is Doctor Strange. Like I don't need Tom Cruise as Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I feel like Benedict Cumberbatch is playing himself. This feels more like a biopic over like a comic book. But to be honest, I was like on board. Aside from the whole Asian situation, but just the fact that this felt apart from like the Marvel Cinematic Universe proper, and that this was dealing with the more like supernatural, mystical elements of Marvel, which we haven't fully delved into except for kind of Scarlet Witch a little bit. But just the fact that this feels like it's its own world, which is what has drawn me into the Netflix universe. I feel like Doctor Strange really occupies a very intriguing part of Marvel that I want to know more about. Like I know very little about Doctor Strange, but this trailer and the visuals and the world bending, as what was being talked about, and Inception-like visuals definitely has me even more invested in this.
Yeah, I would say of the trailer, like this looks like the most visually stunning movie out of every Marvel movie. Like I've never. It looks like it's completely separate from what they're on. The only thing that made me look different, I'm like, yo, is the city that he's fighting in at the end of the trailer, is that New York? Like I didn't know where that was, but it was cool to see. I mean, the cast is outside of Tilda. We have Mads Mikkelsen as Caecilius. I'm not familiar with the character. We have Chiwetel Ejiofor as Baron Call Mortal, who looked. I'm excited for him. I'm excited just for the cosplay of him. He
Me
looked.
too.
I always liked him. I felt like I've seen him 12 Years a Slave and
You realize the only reason he's not in Black Panther is because he's in this, right?
like moved him. We got Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, and you actually got to see him wear the full outfit.
Mhm.
That magic cape thing move. That was kind of. I would say that was ill.
That cape is a living thing, by the way.
Oh really? Yeah. That was. That
His eyebrows were on fleek. Like,
Who
only he could pull that off and not look strange. Like, this is normal. This is happening.
But then overall, yeah, I'm excited for the movie now. Like, I mean, I was gonna see it regardless because I see every superhero movie outside of Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
But I tend to see every superhero movie in the theater. So no, I'm now I have something to look forward to after Suicide Squad in a few weeks.
Yeah, Marvel has like a really, really crazy mystic side that we've never seen before on screen, so it gets kind of scary and weird. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. It's just so different from the Avengers corny jokes every 12 seconds. So we'll see.
Although I did like, and it's funny because I actually did like the joke that they put in the trailer. In this trailer.
Yeah, no. I don't mind it. I don't mind
Yeah.
jokes. I just don't like corny ones.
You need to sprinkle.
Sprinkle. So yes. Next, the cast of Black Panther came on the stage. They had the director Ryan Coogler. We brought Lupita Nyong'o on stage. Michael B. Jordan, Chadwick Boseman. They came out first, and then also it was revealed that I keep forgetting her name. The actress.
Denai. I don't know how to say her last name. Gurira.
Garida.
She's from she plays Michonne on The Walking Dead.
But yes, it's been announced that she's been cast to Black Panther. So she'll be playing Okoye, which is the leader of the Dora Milaje. If you don't know who that is, if you remember in Civil War, the black woman that was in front of Chadwick Boseman, and she almost gave Scarlet Witch Scarlett Johansson them hands. She almost gave her them hands, which is where you will be moved. Like,
basically, they are super quick background. They are Black Panther's personal bodyguard, like gang or whatever.
All women.
Yes, they're all female, and they're made up of women from different tribes of Wakanda. And they are, I believe they were originally like potential wives of kings, and he just kind of gathered all these badass women together, rocking their bald heads, and I can't wait.
Yeah, they get down like they know how to go. But yes, and then it was announced that Michael B. Jordan will play Eric Killmonger, which is one of Black Panther's biggest villains. And then Lupita Nyong'o shall be playing Nakia as well. So this cast, man.
Like, I swear to you, this might legitimately be the most attractive movie cast I've ever seen.
No, easy.
I think they're gonna have to change the name of it to Black Excellence because there's so much of it in this film that like I'm on board with it before this has even come out.
And it comes up Black History Month, 2018.
You think that wasn't on purpose, man? Oh God.
Well, it's funny because initially it got pushed back because it was supposed to come out next year, but then with Spider-Man, they moved Thor and Black Panther. Because Thor was supposed to have Spider-Man's spot, and then Black Panther was going to have Thor's spot. So
Thor can actually just like.
Thor can just go.
Yeah.
we really only need you for the Avengers.
I'm perfectly fine with him being in the Avengers, but like I don't need him. Otherwise.
I mean, and that's why, like I said,
the first Thor movie wasn't even bad. I just didn't care about it. I don't remember it.
It wasn't bad.
It was just middle of the road.
It literally just
there
here the entire time. No, definitely looking forward to that. And I love Ryan Coogler, man. I'm so happy for that dude. He's a young black director, and
isn't he like 29 or something like that?
Yeah, like it's literally his third movie is Black Panther.
Age. He's our age, and what are we doing with our lives? Is what I want to know.
Pointing things out, Sean. I don't want to reflect.
So you see me in my mom's basement wearing my Wonder Woman shirt, and you So yeah, no, we, and it was cool because like during the press conference, he was talking about how he was in Hall H, and he was saying how this was a sentimental moment for him because he had visited the last time he'd been to Hall H was in 2009. He was way in the back. So like for him to go from there to now being on the stage and being able to show off this movie and the concept, and it's all him. He's writing the movie with another co-writer too, and oh god, man, this literally has the potential to be the best Marvel movie. Like, hands down. And there's no bias because Black Panther's amazing. Anyway,
This also has the potential to like be its own thing, separate from the Avengers formula, similar to Doctor Strange. So, well, I'm hoping to see that. I like that they're branching out on directors and writers these days. So,
so yes. Outside of that, I mean, with the Marvel panel, they showed some stuff from Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Volume 2, I apologize, which is the official title. Next year is when it's officially released. They didn't put a trailer out. We were hoping that they would do it since DC kind of just put everything that they did, everything that they put on there.
literally everything.
But no, overall, it was a good showing. So for the Marvel panel, anyway. Moving on to
Don't give it that. It was amazing.
No, I'm sorry. The only reason why I say that, the only reason why I say it is because I wish like they would have shown us with what DC showed, and then like they literally showed everyone. I'm sorry, not DC, Warner Brothers. Just the fact that every movie they showed, they put online. Yeah. It would have been cool if Marvel did the same thing, but not that they have to, because mind you,
I think the difference is that DC, Warner Brothers needs to. Marvel is kind of coasting right now, although. You're kind of right because Marvel's coasting, and that's going to start to not go so well for them.
And I thought also because being that their show is 5 hours out from, 6 hours out from DC's. DC's was at 11:30 California time, and then Marvel's was 5:30 California time. So I thought because they knew, DC showed this and this and this and that.
You thought they would pull a PlayStation? You thought they would pull a PlayStation after
Xbox One. He was like, you don't gotta share your game.
Change the price. Change the price.
It was such a good year. Anyway, so yes, moving on to the Warner Brothers panel. It's a successful, pretty good one. They had I'll let Sean talk about it, but they finally showed their second trailer for Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is I guess you could say it's a spin-off of the Harry Potter series. It takes place in the same universe. It's actually a prequel to the Harry Potter series. And it is basically about a guy named Newt Scamander who has this suitcase full of weird magical creatures that are horribly dangerous, and he takes them to New York City for I don't know if they've said why yet, but basically he accidentally allows them to escape, and so we get to see the magical universe from the American perspective, and it's cool because the trailer is giving a little bit of like a more mature feel than the Harry Potter series, while still maintaining like the fantastical, magical, whimsical energy that it's known for. And of course, something we never saw in Harry Potter, the Americans bring their guns, because what would America be without our guns for everything?
Yeah.
Yeah. It wouldn't be American if there wasn't guns.
But yeah, I'm impressed with how distinctly American it feels. It doesn't feel like a British movie, and they're just saying, okay, this is America. Let's do it. Let's just call this America. It's fun. It's whatever. No, it feels distinctly American. It feels very New York. And I don't know. It looks exciting. The visual effects are great. And it still completely feels like the Harry Potter universe. So.
I thought the trailer looked good. I'm starting to really pull for Eddie Redmayne. I like
he's great.
It's cool to see him because every time I see him, he's like done something with his face, or he's a different character, whether it be Jupiter Ascending, which I know is like the worst thing to mention.
Not because of him though.
Not because of him. But no, I like him. He's very charismatic. I can see him like being around for a while. It's cool to just see him not have to take on these super serious indie films and actually look like he's having fun. But
I feel like he's like
Excuse
another.
me. I love those indie films.
I know.
I feel like he's like another Benedict Cumberbatch, where he sort of has like that unusual look, that atypical look for a Hollywood leading man. But he's pulling it off anyway. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
So
Yeah. He's such a talented actor, and he's versatile that he can play from Les Miserables to Jupiter Ascending, and now to Fantastic Beasts, which I am on board for because like I'm in love with the supernatural magical world, and if you can continue Harry Potter for as long as you can, I don't care if you have to talk about bank accountants. I would probably watch that film.
I mean, there are bank. I mean, they have the
the trolls
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah. So this film and this trailer definitely got me even more invested in it, and more of Eddie Redmayne. This did feel naturally American, which I didn't fully expect. Like to be honest, I would have been fine if this felt English, like from England, just because I love Harry Potter so much that even if she kind of phoned it in, J.K. Rowling, I'd still buy in. But no, like this looks like a legitimate film in its own right, and I'm interested in it in a way where if this wasn't connected to Harry Potter, I'd still want to watch it.
Yeah,
Right.
that was something I took too. Like if it wasn't Harry Potter, I'd still probably be into it too.
It seems like you don't need to have any knowledge of the Harry Potter series to enjoy it, which I appreciate.
According to the trailer, you sure need to have the music though, because they were making sure you remember
In case you
Harry
forget.
It's a classic, man.
pretty much.
The one thing that I'm so tired of hearing is a lot of people saying that J.K. Rowling is just trying to cash in on the Harry Potter brand, and she's just trying to make more money. Yes, she is making lots of money off of this, but there's not another writer that puts as much effort into maintaining a universe. What is it? It's almost 10 years since the books ended, and she's still like adding new content, creating new characters, creating new storylines for the existing characters. She's not doing this just to make money. She's doing this for the fans because people love the Harry Potter universe and they want more, and she's giving it to us.
And then my thing is like nobody says that about Stan Lee. Like
Or literally anything else, because everything is on grab.
that's like what do you think? She's not supposed to keep making money or anything like that.
Right.
No. I mean,
Here's
sorry.
sorry.
Okay.
Here's the other thing about money and her, just because this is a pointed subject for me. She gives a lot to charity, like so much so that it like knocked her out of like the top spot of like the highest money makers, because she gave that much to charity that it took her out of like the running of like most richest people list. So let's not act like she's like this money grubbing person who like
Exactly.
her writing is excellent, and she deserves every penny that she gets.
Exactly. And then,
Not to mention, she's super woke. Like she's one of the best. She's one of the best of the famous rich people. She's always been conscious of the social issues that we're facing, not just in her own country, but in America.
I feel like that. Yeah,
she doesn't have to. So.
And I feel like she's getting that flag because she is like that, and also probably because she's a woman. Because literally all business dudes, like, what do you think? All like the high movie heads, like, there's a reason why they keep making these superhero movies.
Steven Spielberg.
Yes, they know what makes money. They want to keep making. So why can't she do it? Like, yes, let her get money too. Like, but whatever. Okay, so
Fast and Furious is fine. Anything Harry Potter more is too much.
yeah, no.
That's it.
And then we need something different. Like, I mean, with a world full of, things like I love the idea of creating imagination for kids. Like, mind you, a lot of these subjects are because adults are in their brain like, oh, you shouldn't do this and do this extra. Like, it's not for you all the time,
I first read Harry Potter when I was 24. I've since read it 3 times, all the way through, all 7 books, all the way through. I've seen every movie so many times because it's not just for children. It is just like it is a thing it is such an escapist thing that people love because it takes you out of reality.
Yeah, I remember The first one I read was I was like 15. We were going to Florida. We were driving to Florida on a family vacation, and I immediately was hooked. The first book, I was like, I just went right through because it's a 16-hour drive, so I just went right through. I love Harry Potter.
You gave me your copy of the first book. I still have it.
I forgot about that.
That's the first one I read. I still have it.
Awesome. I probably was like, yo, read this. But yes, moving on. DC for the DC panel, they had two big movies. The way they did their format is pretty cool. They brought out all the directors of the upcoming movies first. So they had David Ayer come out for Suicide Squad. They had Patty Jenkins come out for Wonder Woman. They had Zack Snyder come out for Justice League. They had Rick Famuyiwa come out for The Flash. They had James Wan come out for Aquaman, and they had Ben Affleck for coming out for the Batman at that. I'm surprised I remembered everybody's name just now.
Yeah, well done. I'm proud of you.
But they came all
deserve a raise.
Thank you, sir. All $0 ever earning. So yeah, they all came out to talk about how much they love their projects and what they're going to do to make this different, and how excited they are. It was kind of cool to see Rick Famuyiwa, which is the director of Dope, just stand amongst all these like powerhouse. Like James Wan is known as like the guy who reinvented horror, and you got Ben Affleck, who I mean obviously is an Oscar winner. Patty Jenkins, also an Oscar winner. David Ayer, who's also an Oscar winner for Training Day. Zack Snyder, who started everything, and then you get the guy who literally just last year put out one of my favorite indie movie films of all time.
One of the most important movies we've seen in a long time. Exactly. That so many people will never see.
So, no, it was cool to see that. So then after that, they brought the Wonder Woman cast was brought out. So you had now I'm not gonna remember their name. They had Gal Gadot come out as Wonder Woman. They had Chris Pine come out for Steve Trevor, and then I'm sorry, go ahead. Did you say something?
I was just gonna say Connie Nielsen.
Yes.
That's what I said. The actor that plays Queen Hippolyta.
There we go. That, and then Patty Jenkins, the director, came out. Those are the only 4 people that came out for the press. So they talked about how they were doing. It was kind of cool if you watched the panel because Gal Gadot was like nervous because she realizes how important this character is, and it was just cool. Like you don't really see that much when these people come up. Everyone's kind
Look at the progression of her career. Wouldn't you be nervous? Like all of a sudden, you're the single most important female superhero of all time.
No,
and one of the best known superheroes. Period, female or otherwise.
I mean, this is history in the making.
Exactly.
And so that weight of it would, I think, cause any normal human being to tremble in fear.
I'm so proud of her.
Me too, man.
Yeah, me too. I'm so happy.
It's funny. I just remember all the flack she was getting right before they decided when they finally put her in Batman vs. Superman, and then she's like everyone's favorite, like unanimously.
Like no matter how you felt about the movie, everybody loved Wonder Woman. And after she was too skinny and she wasn't going to be able to pull off the lines, and all of a sudden she's perfect.
She had her hands in, and she wasn't freaking Jessica Biel or whatever. But anyway, so they finally showed the first official Wonder Woman trailer, and my good. First off, it starts off in Themyscira. Chris Pine is Watch the Shore. It's Chris Pine, Steve Trevor is Watch the Shore. If you don't know, Themyscira is the land of where Amazons reign. There are no men on this island at all. And all of them train. It's like pretty much like 300, but for women. And it's just beautifully shot. It's really cool to see like how Patty Jenkins can make these epic blockbusters just as good as the boys. Like some of the shots that they chose for the fight scenes and stuff in action were just like I'm like jeez, yo, like it was so good. But yeah, what y'all think?
I mean,
too many thoughts. That the action in this film, it's shot so beautiful, as Troy said, like that bow and arrow scene where she's in the air and shoots, and when one woman like dives on the ground and sweeps the leg.
Oh my god!
My brain had like an overload. Like it was just visually stunning, and it. Honestly, this trailer is like everything that I wanted Wonder Woman to be. I feel like oftentimes people have said that Wonder Woman is very kind of distant from humanity and robotic, and I never saw her like that, and that like really actually kind of pissed me off, because people put her on this high pedestal when she's really actually one of the most down-to-earth heroes. And this trailer really showcased that with her relationship with Steve Trevor, with how she sees the world from an outsider coming in. To me, it's someone who has so much common sense, that she wears it like a normal garment. She doesn't throw it in people's faces. It's just how she carries herself. And that type of air about her was truly captured by Gal Gadot. The whole trailer, to me, from the actors to the action to the parts that we get of the storyline to Etta Candy,
Amazing.
it was all amazing, and I just felt like as I was watching it that history was being made. So
This,
I cannot wait.
Speaking of history, this is the first movie directed by a woman that was over $100 million as a budget.
Ever?
Ever.
That's crazy.
That's ridiculous. It's kind of stupid. That's so stupid.
It's kind of dumb.
But I mean, hey, good for her. So I got every bit of the lasso action that I needed in my life from that trailer because
it was glowing. It was so pretty.
I've said this so many times, but everything I knew about DC until like 2005 was from the Super Friends, and the only thing Wonder Woman had on there other than her wrist thingies was her lasso. Screw the jet. That didn't happen. Let's pretend that didn't happen. The one where you can actually see her.
You didn't see it.
No, but it was that lasso, and so seeing it in action, like I remember the moment that I first saw it in BVS, and it was such a nice surprise because I actually forgot it was there, and then so I was hoping for it to just be used as like a real weapon for her, and you just see it so much in the trailer, and it's just in its full lasso greatness. But the one of the things I noticed about this trailer was that it felt a lot like a combination of Captain America: The First Avenger and Thor, the first Thor movie, thematically, because it combined like the old world and being sort of out of place with this character that is basically not human, in the sense that she grew up in such a different environment, under different circumstances, with the awkwardness that she experiences, which is one of my favorite parts about Wonder Woman. I love the hilarity that ensues every time she doesn't understand how something works for normal humans. like at the end when she says, "Oh, that sounds like slavery to me."
I like it.
Yeah, it's just like so I don't know. Wonder Woman is instantly like my most anticipated superhero movie, by far.
I can tell when this movie comes out and the fight scene's gonna go on. I'm probably gonna completely stand for her. I'm like, you better get it, girl, get work. Like every time she does anything, I'm like, you better. Like,
you better work.
The line.
And that's what I love about this film, is that they're showing Wonder Woman as a warrior. It's like, don't forget, like, she was raised for this. Yeah. She wasn't like Superman, who was like a baby and sent to Kansas and lived like a typical, basic, normal, middle America life. She's not Batman, who had a bunch of money and then, hey, you know what, my parents died, let me do this. No, she was raised and bred to kill you. Okay,
for this purpose and no other.
Exactly.
Just like
to slay.
And she doesn't take nobody's, like, at one point Steve Trevor, Chris Pine says, "I can't let you do this," and she looks at him and she goes, I forgot the line exactly what she said, but basically he was like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you think. Wonder Woman, I'm doing it, yo. Oh my gosh. So.
I really like the moment. I really like the moment with Chris Pine where she asks, like, so you've never met a man before? What about your father? And she says she was created by Zeus or whatever, and he says, "That's neat."
Yeah.
I do like how that trailer was a good mix of like action, comedy, serious, showing how important she is, and like her being emotional. Like that was, oh my gosh, man.
Mhm.
I feel like that room
Yeah,
fight
because
scene.
to me,
Oh, go ahead.
like to me, what woman's strength is her compassion, and that's what I love her duality is the fact that she can be this strong, and yet she can be the most like heartfelt person alive. Like they're not mutually exclusive.
Right.
And that's what this trailer also showcased.
So now overall, I mean, I knew it was coming, and it was a good long, like it was 2 minutes and 45 seconds of glory. Dope trailer. I can't. Yeah, it comes out June 2017 next year.
Which
It'll
is
be
so far away.
so far away.
Oh my
But
God.
luckily, we have
Yes.
Suicide Squad in a few weeks to hold us over. They actually did show a trailer for Suicide Squad. It was kind of like a mini cut.
I forgot to watch it.
One, but then like they didn't show nothing crazy revealing. I mean, they just showed like extra spots that you might have seen before, but nothing that's gonna give me more hype for the movie than I already am. So
They did some there were some character intro clips.
yeah,
Which were cool. I watched a couple of those. Those were cool. You get to know some of especially the lesser known characters like Slipknot and who else is in that movie?
Diablo, Rick
Yeah.
Flag, Katana.
Diablo, Slipknot.
Because I mean, everybody for some reason I don't even know why, but for one reason or another, everybody whether they know anything about comics or not knows all about Harley Quinn all of a sudden.
Yeah.
They're all
So-
Harley Quinn experts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I mean, Harley Quinn's been my favorite female superhero. I mean, super villain for since the '90s, since she popped up. Just because she's so like off the wall and ridiculous, I love it.
Ridiculous. But yeah, so and then to close out, well, not close out, but close out the DC portion of the WB section. WWB. This a-hole Zack Snyder brings out the entire cast of Justice League. We have Ray Fisher as Cyborg. We have Jason Momoa as Aquaman. We have Ben Affleck as Batman. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Elf outfit, which is kind of awesome because he was literally he came out of Gandalf outfit and then took it off to reveal that he's been hanging out with everyone the entire day.
I love when people do that. I love it.
and then last but not least, they didn't bring him out initially, but they said, and we also brought Superman, and then Henry comes out. You get the whole picture of them, and as soon as Henry stops, you look at the top screen. We have our first official image of Justice League.
Okay, heroes. Now let's get information.
yeah. So you get the first full look of Flash's new costume. Everyone's standing right side by side on the cliff, on the cliff that lead singer from Creed sang on "My Sacrifice." Open my arms wide open. He's like,
Arms wide open.
but yeah. So then, like that wasn't enough because the Wonder Woman trailer pretty much slayed everything. Zach was like, guess what? I got a trailer. I got just like some footage I want to put together for of Justice League that we shot because we only been shooting for 2 months. Bow puts it up, shows it for the.
First of all, excuse you, an entire trailer. Where did they like? What are you doing? Get out of here! Like, leave me
and not
alone.
only that-
Too much.
And not only that, this a-hole was like, as soon as it was done showing at Hall H, put it on the internet, and I'm doing it. So he puts it on the internet. Everybody can watch this thing in HD glory, so nobody's like, doing the whole like hide and cam thing with their phone, and we see the gloriousness that is the friggin' Justice League movie. I'm not gonna rant yet. I'm gonna let one of y'all talk because I'm inconsolable when I talk about this. So you guys go first.
You're allowed. Go ahead.
I can't. Nah, Ethan goes first.
Go ahead, Ethan.
Oh my God. Aquaman.
Go ahead.
See all.
Actually, your thing is breaking up like crazy. I don't know if you can hear me. You can't hear me. Okay, so that's of course on this part, Ethan.
What's happening?
Yeah, your thing is breaking up like crazy bad.
You were breaking up real bad. like lost all of that.
Sorry.
We got like 4 or 5 words in there, I think.
Perfect.
Okay.
Try to talk now.
Am I good now?
Yeah,
yes, you are.
Hello, I'm talking right now. Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Should I pick back up where?
Yes. Start from the top because we got like literally
Okay,
we got like
alright.
5 words in there.
Cut. Okay.
Uh-oh.
now it started up again.
Oh no.
No, Jesus Christ. All right. Well, whatever. I'll talk and then hopefully Ethan get his internet connection information. So 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 good Lord, League. Man, I don't even know where to freaking start. I wasn't expecting to see this trailer. First thing I noticed is that the tone is definitely it's lighter than BVS, and I don't. Before anyone gets hyped and say, "Oh, it's the reaction to BVS and the critical," they finished that script in February. There's documentation that the writer of the movie, Chris Terrio, in March, like at the beginning of March, before all these crazy reviews came out, that they finished the script and it was going to be a lighter, more linear movie. So even before Rotten Tomatoes wanted to do whatever it wanted to do, like they had a plan for Justice League, and they didn't stray away from that. It just was the ultimate plan that nobody technically went away from. I'm not going to rant into that too heavy, but yes, the tone amazing. They definitely. I don't want to hear anyone say nothing about Aquaman being whack or corny after what they did with Jason Momoa in this trailer. You know, they showed Flash finally in his costume, which is the most amazing Flash costume I've ever seen in my life. Cyborg in the Android tech. The Mother Box Android tech, where he looked more like alien-esque as opposed to the more computerized tech that we're used to. No Soups in the trailer because obviously he's dead. And Batman recruiting people. Wonder Woman being friggin' Wonder Woman as usual. And Ethan, is your thing working yet? Well, hopefully, yeah. It looks like it's good. Go ahead. Ethan. There it goes.
Is this working?
Hurry up and hurry up.
Okay, here we go. So when the trailer started, I was definitely hyperventilating. Like you can never fully prepare yourself if you're a nerd like me to go into this. So I had to like collect myself. So many things were awesome about it. I mean, just the fact that they're all in this movie together was enough. But to me, my favorite part was probably the Batman and Wonder Woman chemistry. That whole scene of her asking him, "What did Aquaman say?" It's like, well, he's on board more or less. Is it more or less? It's more or less. He said no. Yeah, he said no. That whole interaction is the type of lighthearted comedy and also chemistry, because I'm somewhat of a Batman Wonder Woman shipper. If you ever watched Justice League,
yes,
they have such a chemistry, and kind of Batman's whole concept of not getting close to people because they'll get hurt, and she's like, I can protect myself, and they just have a connection that I feel like Wonder Woman and Superman kind of don't have. It's very separate, and that's what this trailer showed.
Yes.
And also because of that, I kind of like that Superman isn't in it from the beginning, and that it's these two, so that when he comes back in, it will be even more impactful. Yeah. Flash, I really like the angle that they're going with. I mean, it's not enough to judge, what his film or even this movie is going to be, but he definitely feels even more lighthearted than maybe Grant Gustin's Flash is, which I love the Flash show, but I feel like they definitely do need to set this one apart. And already just from his mannerisms to his delivery, it feels like a different Barry, which is good, because I don't want the same type of Barry. This is a different movie for a different film, and he will add a much needed levity to this darker universe. I mean, I never considered it dark, to be on the record. I would have been fine if they kept, Batman vs Superman style, which essentially they are. I said that the script essentially remained the same. Mm-hmm. But for a Justice League film, when you add in more personalities, not everyone is going to be as disgruntled as a Batman character.
You had sad Superman and angry Batman. So what else are you gonna get?
Wonder Woman. But yeah, I mean, as Troy said, nothing negative can be said about Aquaman because it's Jason Momoa. I
He had
mean,
shark
he
eyes.
will punch your face in. So, I mean, that's the end of that conversation right there. That can be put under the waterbed from now. So yeah, this trailer, it definitely whetted my appetite even more than I could have ever imagined. I want this film so bad, you have no idea.
Yeah. So Denise Huxtable's husband is like totally changing the whole world for me because I have just wanted people to understand how amazing Aquaman is for a minute. Just because freaking Super Friends, again, it keeps like messing up everything. Super Friends makes everybody think that Aquaman was this guy who like rides like a jet ski around and
Seahorses.
can only fight from whatever a water whatever an animal and like all he can do is like hang out in the water and just like hey, bring that over here, so why don't you put that bad guy over here so I can help. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to his portrayal, Jason Momoa's portrayal as Aquaman. I really liked that scene with the water just totally engulfing him.
Yeah, it was.
Just, I don't know.
Yeah,
it was
that was epic.
so cool. My only issue is that Grant Gustin is not in this movie, and I take that personally. I like Ezra Miller, and I'm going to allow him to do his own Barry Allen, but
He appreciates that.
I'm going to be mad about it. So yes, because Grant Gustin.
Buddy. Yeah, I was also surprised at how much I liked how Cyborg looked.
Yeah.
He did feel more alien than kind of technological, which I thought was an interesting take on it. I would have been happy with a bit more Cyborg. I feel like out of probably the whole cast, he probably got shortchanged the most.
Sure.
I mean, probably because
but
I got very little.
Well, then again, his stuff takes the most work though, so probably they don't even have like all his
That's
shots.
true.
Like his.
That's true.
Like
That's
95% of his body is CGI.
Yeah.
I did want to say, with kind of something that somebody randomly caught online, in the Bruce Wayne Barry Allen confrontation scene, when Bruce Wayne throws the batarang and then he stands and says he's agreed, on the screen behind them, there's Barry Allen was watching Rick and Morty. Somebody, yo, like little nods like that. I love it.
Was.
Good catch. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
So no, I regarding Flash, I would say the difference between these two Flashes is that, at least as far as we can tell from the little we got in the trailer, the TV Flash is still so fresh off the heels of his parents' situation. And it seems like the one we're getting in the movie will not focus on that aspect of his life as much, which is nice because we have more than enough of that from Batman and Superman.
Yes.
The Justice League has daddy issues like nothing else I've ever seen in my life.
Pretty much, literally across the board.
Like everybody.
Rick Stone dad pays more attention to science and technology than he does. Wonder Woman ain't got no dad. Superman's dad died. Dad passed in the cinematic universe. Batman's parents are in existence. Yeah, exactly. So, but no, it was cool because they did all that stuff, and there was no like they haven't even showed how the action scenes are going to be in this movie,
right?
And like already, I'm like, it was man.
I hope they take inspiration from Wonder Woman because if they do, it's going to be like unbelievable.
Yes, geez, I can't wait to see.
Yeah, my face wasn't prepared for that Wonder Woman action sequences. Yeah. It was too much for me.
Way too much.
Can we just talk about that again? Like, all of a sudden, like these action sequences in these movies have just like taken a leap. Like,
yes.
I don't know what happened, but even like Civil Wars, Ethan didn't like.
I think it's because I honestly think it's Winter Soldier. Ever since Winter Soldier happened,
Winter Soldier
everything was
everything
up.
You're right.
But yeah, like I said, the definition, the trailer, man, I'm so thankful. Like I was not expecting to get a Justice League trailer today. I thought we were just gonna get the picture, Wonder Woman trailer, some panel talk and stuff. I knew that I figured the cast would show up, but I did not think they would put a full 2-minute 45-minute word. Jason Momoa says one word, and that's the only word I need for him to make me to think that Aquaman is a badass. Yo, I was so ill.
That's why I'm so thankful for Zack Snyder for doing this, for bringing it, and like putting it online for us. So this is a special thank you to Zack Snyder, because having to go through years of getting scraps and people's crap videos online when you should just post it, because we fans have been waiting. I've been waiting since I was a child for this movie. So thank you for this.
Right. I think by doing that, they unofficially ended that tradition of having to watch these crappy phone camera videos shot with iPhone 1s.
Exactly. In the horizontal thing, they don't even. I mean, they don't even have the horizontal. And then, I mean, if anything, because they always say they disrespect the people that are at hall that came out to hallways. Well, the people that go to hallways get to see the celebrities. We don't get to see them in person.
Not only that, but not everybody can afford to spend $700 on a ticket plus travel and freaking hotel fees. Like we don't all have that luxury. So it's kind of like putting some of your biggest fans simply can't go. You know what I mean? So they shouldn't be put at a disadvantage just because of that.
Yeah, I think it's weird to feel slighted and not want other people, like I want every fan of comic books and superheroes to see this and be excited for it. If I had tickets to go, I wouldn't be like, oh, this is just for me. Like, no, I don't own this. This is for everybody. So I don't understand that mentality.
Exactly. So, other than that, no. I mean, it's been a pretty good. I mean, I really dig this Comic-Con. Last year
it was unbelievable, and it was actually like overwhelming.
Yeah, it was like today especially. I'm like, there's too. What made it worse is that like the trailers. I was on the road when these trailers were popping up, and I'm like, I gotta. So I'm like ripping it across and like cutting old people out to try to get home. So I'm not using my data on my phone.
I told you to pull over.
Yeah, like all day I've been like looking at information and panels, and like up until this podcast, like Troy had to text me. And I was like, oh, I was looking at when John Bernthal crashed the Luke Cage
I did see that
panel.
one.
Oh, you did?
I saw that one. Looking like Wolverine. That was weird.
Right.
He had a full like hair and the beard. He looked exactly like Wolverine. I was like, this is weird. But you have to know.
He did.
Yeah. What do you? So just to throw a last question out before we wrap this thing up. What do you guys think is going to happen next year? Comic-Con.
I want to see. I want to see Captain Marvel for sure.
Oh yeah, true, definitely.
Especially on the heels of Wonder Woman, I need to see Captain Marvel.
Yep. I need an announcement.
Marvel's gonna have to come through.
I need an announcement about a Black Widow movie too. Please. Something.
Come on, like what we got in Age of Ultron, the little bit of her story that we got, she deserves so much.
Like one of the best parts of Ultron.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
That was my favorite part, was that Red Room, Black Widow's whole backstory. There's so much invested in there, and that's not given enough credit or due. So
she has such a deep, long storyline that is so different from a lot of the other characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and she just deserves more than she's getting.
And then I would from obviously I'm from the DC side. I'm hoping that we get Batman. Well, when they reveal like the title and what's this going to be. We get the full cast of the Flash popping up obviously as well, because I think it comes out the March the following the year. Finally a trailer hopefully as well. From Marvel side, an announcement that they're going to put the defenders in the defenders in Infinity War, maybe, please. Yeah. I'm very excited about the defenders, and then I would just like to see like Luke Cage like knock out Iron Man or something like that.
Yeah, because I mean, let's be completely real. 3 of the Avengers are going to be much more effective in battle than several of the. 3 of the Defenders are going to be much more effective in battle than several of the Avengers. I don't care what you say. And just this Justice League movie, I meant to say this before, is making me so sad that Marvel does not have the Avengers is not on the same level. At all. And I'm not just talking about the movie. I'm talking about the team. It's,
Yeah.
they're not on the same level.
And then I will say, I mean, we'll see him all the stuff with the Netflix thing. I'm like, man, I really hope DC gets on it and starts making like gets a deal with like I don't
Yeah.
know Hulu Plus or Amazon Prime or somebody and it makes a series for one of their minor characters because yeah I was very excited after I seen the Luke Cage trailer and
Mhm.
the Iron Fist one. I was like, let's go with Defenders. That's gonna be awesome.
Who would you want to see get their own show from DC?
You already know.
Mm.
I want Nightwing to have a show.
Oh yeah.
I don't want him to have a movie. I want him to have a show because
Yeah, no, I
I
agree.
feel like his story would be perfect for a show. Like in to tell like from a movie wouldn't a movie I would just want much more. And how well Netflix has done with these friggin' Daredevil and everything. I would just love a 13 hour each episode run of the story of Dick Grayson.
It's weird, I wouldn't even want like a show of the bigger characters, like a longer run show of the bigger characters because I don't know, they're just so well known. I'm kind of fatigued on that.
I was telling my boy Ernie, I think it would have been a really cool idea if they before Suicide Squad out that they bought like they had a Netflix deal where they did like an episode about each character
That would be cool.
leading up to the movie, like maybe in like a 50-minute thing about the origin story about something like that, and how they got into jail or something like that, as opposed to having to tell the whole thing in the movie. But it's just me. I'm not.
Yeah.
That idea.
Speaking of that, like I had this whole idea of like a Teen Titans film, where like we see each of the characters as what kind of Troy said, but probably maybe shorter, like a 10-minute like short film is essentially of like where they were before, just to get an introduction into the character. This was like brought on through Teen Titans, a kids game, Teen Titans Volume 3, which was Jeff Johns' kind of introduction into the Teen Titans world, where you have Robin, Tim Drake, Superboy, Wonder Girl, Kid Flash, Raven, Cyborg, Starfire, and Beast Boy. But as far as like a Netflix show, I mean, you both know what I'm going to choose.
Yes.
Which is Red Robin, Tim Drake, obviously, because he had an over 100 issue comic book run. He was a sidekick. He can sustain a series. Like he is a legitimate good character. So that's of course my choice. But pretty much anyone within the Bat family, as Troy chose Nightwing, could really have their own show.
Yeah.
Like a Barbara going into Oracle show would be dope. But
the whole like both sides of that story,
exactly.
I would love to see that.
Even I'm going to tell you, it was announced that the DC animated universe, they're going to be their movie for next year, that's going to be filming within their extended universe of that thing, where it's like with Justice League versus Teen Titans. They're actually doing a Teen Titans Judas Contract one.
Yeah, I did hear about that, which is one of the quintessential Teen Titans stories, and just comic book stories, especially within the DCU. So that should be really awesome to see.
Humphrey is basically the in the Teen Titans show, the episode where like Tara came and infiltrated, and she was an agent of Slade.
Okay, yeah.
It's based off of that.
I love that episode.
Yeah. It's a super dark story, because there's some insinuations. You know, with her being underage and maybe some drugs. So, but it's like Teen Titans back then was ahead of the curve in terms of the for DC specifically, which might be seen as like the kind of clean version, but they definitely did some things that were pushing the boundaries.
If I wanted to say, if I could have like anything for as another Netflix series, it would be from Marvel, and it would be I just want to see more of the lesser known mutants from the X-Men. They deserve so much more. There are so many cool ones, and we keep getting the same like reiterations of the same ones. So give me more of them.
I would like a whole Morlock story.
Yeah, I would love that.
Like the Morlocks, but yes, no.
Gambit.
Yeah. Oh, duh.
The movie's still happening though.
Yeah.
They're not doing that. But anyway, all right. So this is Blerd Culture signing off. Remember to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr. Join our Facebook. Facebook. I'm going to have all the information below in the description now that this is going to be on our YouTube channel. Finally. Also, we'll have Ethan's Space City Comic Con footage coming up pretty soon too.
I'm sorry.
This is This is Troy signing off.
Ethan, live long and prosper.
And this is Sean. I'll send you my love on a wire. I'll lift you up every time. That's it. Bye.
Peace.